The Wings have a new rallying cry.
Damn right.
Play bleepin' hockey. New coach Todd McLellan said it, and they responded with a win yesterday. He joins us this morning. Message received. Good morning, Coach.
Good morning, Jim. Stoney, how are you guys this morning?
Great.
Doing pretty good. That's going to be a big marketing deal, don't you think? I mean, I could see the T-shirts, the hoodies. Play effing hockey.
Well, I don't know about that, but the players responded well. We haven't had a whole lot of time to put a lot of things in play, but the few things that we worked on, we didn't want to make them mechanical or get in their way, so it was just an expression. I didn't think it would take off the way it has, but it has.
Did you, from afar, when watching the Red Wings before you took the job, what were your impressions of this team?
Well, I think the team was fragile. From a distance, you could see that they weren't sure of themselves, and we still aren't. We've got a lot of work in front of us, but there's young players, there's older players. A lot of them were underachieving for many different reasons, and I think a reset was obviously what Steve was looking for and what I'm trying to provide, or the staff is trying to provide, and so far the players have been quite receptive.
What do you say to people who feel like the move was made maybe too late? Can the season still be salvaged, in your opinion?
Well, you know what? I've asked the players to focus on what they're doing when they have the equipment on, not where we are in the standings, what the win streak or the losing streak is or anything like that. We can't change what's happened in the past. We can only look ahead. And I think they're carrying the weight around of, not having been in the playoffs for X number of years. Many of them haven't even participated in that. Some are rookies this year. Some have only been around for 2 years. So that's not all on them. Organizationally, we think that we can push. But the most important thing we have to do is play the right way. And, if we do those things, then maybe the results will take care of themselves. And we'll look up at the end of the year and see where we are. And that's certainly the goal.
Small sample size, granted, but is there any player in a positive way that has surprised you so far?
Well, I don't know about surprise, but maybe confirmed. A guy like Lucas Raymond, he, you can see why people rave about him, but now when you're on the bench and you're around him and the way he practices and approaches the game, you really appreciate it. And you know why he's turning into a star quickly, because he's one hell of a player, but he puts a lot of time and energy into his craft. So that's been really good. And I thought that the Brinkett and Kane have produced well for us. For the 2 games that I've been here anyhow, they've been very effective offensively, and they haven't hurt us defensively. So productive minutes out of those 2.
We're talking to Red Wing head coach Todd McLellan this morning, and you could imagine everyone's looking into the moves and reading into the moves. Splitting up Seider and Edvinsson, what went into that decision on the blue line?
Well, they had played well together prior to Trent Yanni and I getting here. They logged a lot of minutes. Their experience level isn't as high as obviously the veteran players that are around, yet they handled the minutes very well. Prior to Christmas, Simon got injured, and he hadn't skated for about 7 or 8 days. So in that Toronto game, he looked real rusty early, and we decided to split them up, and then we kept them apart. And I don't think there's anything wrong with them experiencing life away from each other for a little while and trying to balance out the defense.
It was a hell of a shift by Seider at the end of that game yesterday, wasn't it?
He has a lot of those shifts. He is a beast. He's a player right now that we really appreciate, because he's giving us everything he has, and he's willing to learn. He's like a sponge, and that rubs off on other players. So he's a beast. There's no other way to put it, and we're happy to have him.
Joe Veleno, you put him up on the top line. Looked like he gave a little bit of a burst. What did you see from that decision?
Well, we didn't start there in the game against Toronto, but as the night wore on, we thought that Larkin and Raymond maybe could use a little more pace with them. So Joey went up there and he did a real good job. We continued on last night, and to this point, he's found a home there. He's got the skill level to play with those 2. His engine is pretty good. He's got the ability to keep up and extend shifts if he has to. And so far, so good. But you got to earn your keep every day, and I think he's the type of individual that will do that.
The last couple of years, I thought this team looked too easy to play against. Like nobody comes into Little Caesars Arena like afraid to play the Red Wings. How do you change that?
Well, you know what? We have to define what physicality is, and it's different for everybody. And we have to use what we have right now and get it out of them. But Alex DeBrincat is going to play physical differently than Rasmussen might. And for me, you look at DeBrincat last night, he scored 2 goals in the blue paint. One of our smaller players, but he went into that area, and that's physicality for me. Face-offs, shift lengths, shot blocking, those are all part of being physical. It's not always just crashing and banging and fighting, although those things are necessary at some point too. So we'll have to evolve as a team. We'll have to define what physicality is for a lot of the players and make sure we're getting at least that out of them. And then as the team grows and the organization grows, we'll see where it all ends up.
Have you had a chance to take a deep breath? I feel like this has been a quick turnaround for you.
It has been crazy for both Trent, Yanni, and I. We've been on planes all over the place, and then coming in basically unprepared. Normally what we do in the summer prepares us for training camp, all the video, meetings, line combinations, even scheduling is all done. We're trying to do all of this on the fly, play games every second night. So it has been hectic, and just trying to breathe. And then you throw life into it too. Finding somewhere to live, getting your wife into town, making sure that she's comfortable and happy, family, the whole 9 yards. So a lot going on right now, but wouldn't trade it for anything.
Well, it helps the fact that you were here before, won the Stanley Cup with this team and as assistant coach, and I'm sure your wife and your family remembers certain things. Is there something that, I don't know, a place, a restaurant that you want to go back to, that type of thing?
Well, it's funny you say that because it's been like a time warp. You come back in here to Little Caesars Arena, and I've seen so many people that were around from my time in 05 to 08, great people, from security guards to the cooks to, you name it, ticket takers. So many people are still around here, and I think that's a real reflection on the Ilitch family. They had that going when I was here, and they've taken care of all of these employees, and they're still here. But the big thing that we really enjoy are the people in Detroit. We've got a lot of good friends here, friendly people, big hockey supporters, big football, basketball supporters. So it's a great sports town, as you guys know, and we're happy to be back.
Todd, get you out of here on this. Just want to circle back. We mentioned the response from the team yesterday. How receptive have they been in your view? Like, not that they necessarily wanted a coaching change. They liked Derek, but how have you sensed that they want to be coached up, that they want to shake things up and maybe have a change in philosophy?
I do. At this point, they certainly are. Their eyes are wide open. Their ears are working right now. They're willing to put the effort and time into to change. Let's face it, they're human beings, they're athletes, and they come to the rink, they want to win, or at least have a chance at winning. So it hasn't been a lot of fun for them. Anytime that a coach is removed for whatever reason, it's usually not going well, and nobody's happy. But our 4 or 5 days here now, they've been very receptive. They've worked. I'm happy to see that they got the reward last night, because eventually you need that. But it's early. The test is going to come 10, 15 days in, once all the newness is worn off. Are they prepared to maintain and stay on course, or are they going to wander a little bit? And that's our job, is to keep them on course as much as we possibly can.
Thanks for joining us. We appreciate it. Happy New Year. Beat the Penguins tomorrow night, and everything will be good.
Happy New Year, guys. Thanks for having me.
Happy New Year, Coach. Thank you so much for your time. He's Todd McLellan, Red Wings' new head coach.